if we were better at this, I'd have like a visual aid or a video queued up, but I don't. The only other big news this week, I think there's been big news this week, but pertaining to things that we would be interested in is Jason Momoa is coming back to DC. He's coming back to the DCEU, and he's going to be Lobo, you bastiches. So, how are we feeling about Jason Momoa as Lobo? What you seem stoked, Jason? What do you think about this casting?
James Gunn can do no wrong right now. Everything that he's putting out, I'm loving Creature Commandos right now. I'm so excited for Superman. I love the idea of Jason Momoa as Lobo. He looks like the character, like he is Lobo, and I thought that they wasted him in Aquaman. It wasn't his fault. And I'm excited to see how he plays it. I hope he plays it like the bad guy in the Fast and the Furious 10. Like that's how I want my Lobo to be. I want him to be just off the wall crazy. So that's what I'm hoping.
What did you think? What Travis? Do you think this is a better fit than Aquaman?
I think it is. And like Jason said, I mean, you look at Jason Momoa, he looks the part. I mean,
Yeah.
and the things that I've seen him in, he can do this. He can do this character. He can be the bad guy. He can do it. I think he can do it well. I do need some kind of joke or reference to him being Aquaman at some point. We need some kind of joke in the movie, but I think he's going to do a good job for real.
Yeah. Maybe he gets a trident or something. That would be good if he gets a hold of a trident at some point and tosses it. Or
Yeah.
Tim,
He's eating fish in a scene. You know, that'll do.
Yeah. Yes. I haven't really thought. Tim, what are your thoughts on Jason Momoa?
Yeah, that's great. We definitely need a reference to him being Aquaman, because one of the biggest missed opportunities in the MCU is when Benedict Cumberbatch and when Robert Downey Jr. were in the same movie together and they made no references to Sherlock Holmes. It just was stupid. So anyway, the one thing I would say is, yes, I love Jason Momoa. Okay. And I was introduced to Jason Momoa, like a lot of people, through Game of Thrones. And that was such a role that he nailed that I just don't know that any other role could like stack up to that. And that's kind of the main problem. He's been a fan casting for Lobo forever, even before it was Aquaman. And so I wonder if it's something that the fans have built up the expectations a little too much, kind of like they have with a lot of other fan castings that are out there. But I think if there's anybody who could definitely make it work, it's going to be James Gunn in this new universe that he's putting together. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited about everything that's happening with DC right now. I think that they are on a good trajectory. When I was having doubt about some of the stuff that they were doing, I kind of am starting to see the pieces come together, and it's kind of exciting. So yeah.
This is my.
So go
Go ahead,
it's
Jason.
all the negatives is now gone to Marvel. I mean, I never thought we would get to that point. Also, can you imagine a Zack Snyder Lobo?
Yeah, that would have been so dark. It would have been awful. That would have been. Yeah, that was like a snuff film,
Yeah.
But I've got my bold prediction, and I've been putting it in comments places and text messages, but I haven't done it on our channel. My bold prediction for 2025, for this year, Superman is going to out-earn all three Marvel films combined.
1000% agree.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that it's hitting $1 billion. A lot of people are doubting hitting $1 billion. I don't know how that's even possible for Superman. I mean, a Superman film, a bad Superman film, could hit $1 billion right now. I have no idea where people are getting their figures from, but there's no doubt in my mind it's hitting $1 billion. And so the question is, how far over $1 billion is it going to go? So, I think we're looking at a situation where Marvel is going to have to drastically figure out, they're going to have to figure things out very quickly, because they're not going to be able to keep up if they just keep going down this direction with the multiverse saga. It's not
bringing Robert Downey Jr. back is Doctor Doom is not going to do it for me.
None of the stuff they're doing is going to do
They're
it
have
for
to have more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, how many times have they reshot Captain America? They've got to be on like the 6th or 7th time.
Well, and RDJ, I guess I'm seeing that he got really deep into some political statements last year. I mean, he's trying to do his best to be a Ziegler moment, and it's like, you're burning that goodwill. It's a stretch to bring you in to be anything other than Tony Stark anyway. Chris Evans has also alienated half the country by being very, and then they think bringing him back as Captain America, when you think about exactly what he's done in order to alienate half the country, and now we're going to be like, okay, we're going to give everybody the good feels, and you let that leak out before your Captain Falcon movie comes out. I mean, like, what are you doing?
To me, there are 4 things. If you're Marvel, there are 4 things that will guarantee success if you focus on 4 properties. Okay, the X-Men, Spider-Man, the Legacy Avengers, and the Fantastic Four. That is it. Okay? Yeah. If you focus on those 4 properties, you will be successful. The problem with Marvel is they've had it in their mind they got to get people to focus on other properties because they think that they've run out of the Legacy Avengers story. They don't have a natural bridge to the X-Men story because they just acquired it. The Spider-Man thing they think is a trope that people don't want to see anymore, which is not true. Every one of their Spider-Man movies has been successful. And the Fantastic Four film that they're giving us is a period piece that might not even matter in the next continuity. So it's one of those things that I just don't know that they have a grasp of what they need to do to be successful. They're not talking to comic book people. They're talking to movie people, and the movie people are screwing it up.
I think they found so much success, and part of this is James Gunn, with the Guardians of the Galaxy and those characters that no one knew, that now they're all like, we've got to get every one of these characters in here.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Listening, Tim needs to be your guy. He needs to
they are talking to all the people that loved Guardians of the Galaxy and said, this can be your next Guardians of the Galaxy. The Eternals is going to be your next Guardians of the Galaxy. Shang-Chi is going to be your next Guardians of the Galaxy. Ms. Marvel is going to... No, nobody cares about any of that. Give us those 4 properties. The Legacy Avengers, not the new Avengers, not the young Avengers, not the, West Coast Avenger. We want the Legacy Avengers. We want the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man. Give us those 4. That's it.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. And James Gunn was brilliant. He immediately got out in front of the political question and said, this is a Superman for everybody.
That was good.
Truth, justice, American way. He used that phrase, and I was on board.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the trailer did give me the one scene with the angry protesters, gave me and probably some others some pause, like, oh, God, are we going to have politics in here? And for him to come right out and say, no. This is Superman. This is everybody's Superman. Is just, and like Marvel's never going to come out and say, this is everybody's Fantastic Four, because buried in there somewhere, it's a Disney product that they're paying attention to. Now, like, the Skeleton Crew, even the Skeleton Crew, me and Tim had a conversation that spun on pretty long, but they had to give us KB's moms. So, if it's Disney, they're going to put it somewhere.
Yeah.
when you have the entire cast of the Avengers doing a political ad for a candidate, that's a bad idea. Regardless of who the candidate is, regardless of how you think, Michael Jordan said it best: Republicans buy sneakers.
Well, when you follow up the election we just had with a movie where your newly minted Black Captain America fights the evil Red president, that might be bad timing, folks. It just might not be. You might not be reading the room to have a giant evil Red president fighting your Black Captain America.
I made that connection, but you're right.
Yeah. I mean, I guarantee the people at Disney made that connection. That's 90% of why it turned out this way. So
I mean, how much money?
How
does that-
orange can we make the red? That's what they're asking. Exactly how orange can we make the red for it to still be Red Hulk, right?
Yeah.
You know.
How bad does this movie do? You think it's in a death spot? Like,
Oh,
It's gonna flop. It's gonna flop. There's no doubt
opening on
about it.
Valentine's Day.
Dan's not seeing it. Dan's not even seeing it. I mean,
No,
I'll see it. I'll see it because I'm a loser, but Dan's not even seeing it. So,
I'll make my wife go. It'll be the most romantic evening ever.
Yeah. Now, are you going to see it, Travis? I mean,
Falcon and Winter Soldier did really bad too. I will probably go see it so I can get a review on my website. I mean, I've seen some pretty bad ones just so I can let me get my stuff out here. But I don't think it's going to do that well. And as a comic book reader from back when Red Hulk was introduced, I kind of liked Red Hulk. Like there were some cool storylines they did with him. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work here.
I still don't.
Completest channel partner who will watch any piece of garbage that comes out because he feels like he has to. I don't have to go see.
You used to be that guy, Dan. You used to be that guy, and I'm only this way because of you. So that's the problem.
They hurt me too many times, Tim, and now I've learned to live a better life. But no, this
can only be hurt so many times.
I think this movie does Marvel's money.
Yeah,
I think that does Marvel.
What did Marvel's do? Right around 3? Did they do around 300?
Around 300.
Yeah, is that? I mean, you know, I mean, and that's a loser for this one, right? I mean, this one's got to have a $500,000 budget. $500 million budget, right? I mean,
just in reshoots alone, they've reshot this movie like 6 times. Look,
I've seen reports anywhere from $400 to $700 million.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say 3 is generous, but I mean, I think that, you know, I'll go see it. And I think that it's going to be, I think it's going to be pretty bad. But I still am just having trouble buying Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross. You know what I mean? Recasts are one of the big problems I have with series. Everybody that knows me knows that. You know, no, Maggie Gyllenhaal and Katie Holmes are not the same person. You can't convince me they're the same person. So, anyway, so these are just things that drive me crazy. You know, I know that it's happened to other places in the MCU, Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle, for example. But I hate when they do this. You know what I mean? I hate when they do things like this, and especially in a character as integral as Thunderbolt Ross, especially before we go into the Thunderbolts now. I think it was a really bad. It was a really bad choice.
So it makes so much sense to change.
Yeah, I know.
That throwaway line in the trailer. I'm like,
the trailer. Oh, I shaved my mustache. That's why I look so different. Not that I'm a completely different guy. You know,
the man is dead. Their defense, the man is dead.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They, you know, let's come up with another way. You know, let's come up with another character.
Now, I will say that my Black Panther solution was they needed to push the release of Black Panther 2 and recast.
Yeah.
Because the Black Panther movie without Black Panther is just a dumb idea.
And the biggest the thing that just drove me crazy about that is how often do we actually see Black Panther's face?
Yeah.
Like throughout the movie, not that much, right? So you could have done a Black Panther movie with him in it for a substantial portion of the movie, and they didn't do that. So recasting is a terrible idea, and I think that's one of the reasons that this movie is going to flop is because Harrison Ford, we all know, does not care. He does not care, and when Harrison Ford does not care, the project always bombs. Always.
Yeah.
Well, except for The Force Awakens, everybody was just so excited. But that wasn't a success because Harrison Ford was so awesome. That was a success, like you said, because we hadn't had Star Wars in theaters for a while. But that's it, man. I mean, you know, when Harrison Ford doesn't care, it's garbage, and you know, that's what we're gonna get with this. I feel bad for Anthony Mackie. I mean, I would have watched the Falcon movie. You know,
that's what I wanted.
If it came out like 7 or 8 years ago and they made a Falcon movie, I would have went and saw it. You know, it would have done good numbers. But again, nobody saw Falcon and Winter Soldier. Therefore, nobody, and like most of the people who did see it didn't like it.
I think he was trying to find a way out this whole time. That's why he did Twisted Metal, and my guy should have stuck with Twisted Metal. It was awesome. So
Yeah.
I did like.
But yeah, nobody saw that. Nobody liked that. So nobody's going to understand why he's Captain America at the start of this movie. They're going to be confused. Yeah, this is going to be awful. But I'll see you guys. I'm coming to meet Tim. Tim's doing a big group thing with Jonathan.
John, yeah, and M6P guys. I think the M6P guys will be there too. And
I'm going to meet them at the theater afterwards. I will be the nerd champ representation. Yeah. They're going to make a
be
video.
there, nerd champion.
Yeah, I may be in the video. I'll be the only happy person there because I will have been the only one who hasn't just watched that movie.
Hey, I did Jonathan's Flash episode. I went to the theater to see Flash.
To this day, I still have not seen it all the way through.
Oh, it's bad.
Not all the way through. To this day, because it's bad, man. It's bad.
I haven't watched 1 second of it, and I'm happier.
Yeah, you're better off, man. You're living a good life.
Michael Keaton is my Batman, but I don't.
Not in that movie.
I don't want him to be tainted. I can remember him well.
Have you seen the CGI baby from the beginning of that movie?
No.
Oh, Dan, you just wait. In the group message, you're going to get a surprise later.
Okay. So, I think we've been on it. I think we covered everything that's happened. Travis, where can people find you?
With Travis.com. Check me out.
Jason, where do the people need to find you?
I'm on Instagram at JasonG413, and I also have a podcast on Spotify called Jason Explains It All.
All right. I am Dan. That is Tim. Subscribe to at Nerd Champs. We're right here. This is where we are. You're already there. Like, share, subscribe. You can find us on Facebook and X. We're on Instagram and TikTok, even though we don't really know what's going on Instagram. We don't really understand, but we try. We try.
I put you on a lot of stories.
Yeah.
The Insta. We are not on the Insta.
We are on the Insta. We are on the interwebs, folks. You can find us all over your interweb. We took it and we put it on the line. That's what we do with these videos. We take them and we put them on the line. So anyway. Until next time, we will be back here in some configuration next Thursday. Everybody have a good week and a great new year.